We hope that schools have already got texts they're wanting to use. That's sort of the idea. There's two ways of looking at that, really. The first would be to say that you use the activities and resources in no-nonsense grammar the first time you tackle that concept or introduce that idea. So as I said before, teachers start with a safe place. They try an activity that somebody else has planned for them with resources that have been carefully controlled, so you're not going to have any of those nasty surprises where you look at it and go, oh, I don't know what's going on there. So you can use that activity, but then you would take that activity and repeat it, perhaps adapting it a bit with the text that you're using. That really, I think, is the Rolls-Royce way of using the materials. So if I give you an example, there's an activity in year 3-4 around adverbials, really nice activity where the idea is that you start with a simple simple clause, the ship sailed, and then the resources, you have lots of different adverbials on cards, and the activity is for the children to have a go at adding those adverbials into that clause, working out which way they want to do it, how many do they want to use, and creating a particular mood using those adverbials. So they're exploring different types of adverbials, they're exploring where adverbials can go in a sentence and what impact they can create. So if I were to do that activity, what I'd then be doing is looking and saying, right, what texts are we using at the moment? Are there some really good examples of where adverbials are used? Let's find a little section from that text, talk about how the adverbials are used, and then let's have a go at doing a very similar activity but in the context of that text. We often on training use an example from a lovely book called How to Invent. So it's got a bit of non-fiction there where we look at just one paragraph, 2 sentences, identify the adverbials, then make a very simple clause from that. I think it's an 11-year-old boy invented a lolly is what we end up looking at. Can the children create their own adverbials, decide where to put them, decide how many to use, talk about the impact on text? And that particular activity could be used in many, many sequences of teaching and linked with many, many texts, but it's building on that core generic activity from no-nonsense grammar. So that's one way. The other way is just to look at the idea in no-nonsense grammar and immediately apply it from your own text. So I'm going to be teaching modal verbs. I'm going to look at the activities in there. Right, I get the idea. I don't think I need to do that activity. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to use the giraffe text that's in the resources because we're not doing that. We're doing Kensuke's Kingdom. There's a really nice bit of text here where he arrives on the island with lots of use of modals. So we'll do that activity, but use Kensuke's Kingdom straight away.